The revolution will be broadcast.
Doesn't that sound exciting to you?
Welcome back, world. Welcome back, Shadow Nation, to the one, the only, mystifying Oracle Radio. Your Ghost Man and Demon Hunter show, Demon Hunter.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, Sunday night, guys. Special thanks to all our homes, all our sponsors, the new Spreaker. New for us, anyway. Thanks, Spreaker, for being awesome. Planet Paranormal, Stitcher Smart Radio, Attentive Home Healthcare. That's attentiveHHC.com, guys. Good people ready to help the ones you love. And especially if you're in Indianapolis, Indiana, because that's where they're located at. The SYL Project. Give some love, share some love today. Everybody needs love, Nate.
I need love.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need lots of love.
Lots of love. Check them out, guys. The SYLproject.com. Thanks, everybody around the world. Our new listeners to the Shadow Nation, our old ones, for being so very cool. Yeah.
Hey, Sean, speaking of going out on Spreaker, brand new Spreaker, going out there, I'm not seeing us go out live right now.
You're not seeing us go out live? Well, it's showing us going out live, so...
okay, then I believe it.
Well, I'm going to have to believe it myself. There's nothing we can do if we're not going out live. It should show us. Maybe it's because of the delay. I don't know.
Maybe that could be. It does have a short delay there.
It does have a short delay, guys. And if you're just joining us, this is the Mystifying Oracle Radio, your Ghost Man Demon Hunter show. I don't know if I got that out there, Nathan.
I don't know if you did.
I don't know, but we did put it out.
I try.
We're showing going live, guys. We got some growing pains. We just switched over to the new Spreaker for us. We got a nice little setup here, so we're trying to figure it out. So if we do something wrong, please, please go easy on us. You know what I mean?
Nobody's going to go easy on us.
Yeah, that's true. But we are on here, guys, and moving on up like the Jeffersons, right?
That's right.
Yeah, it's funny. If you guys are just joining us and you're new to the Shadow Nation, this show covers everything, right? We do paranormal topics because that's what's cool, right? Aliens, UFOs, Bigfoots, right, Nate? What else we do?
We're trying for some more monsters there. I'm really looking forward to monsters.
Yes.
I miss monsters.
Yeah, we do monsters, stuff like that, guys. Also, comic books, anything that interests the general public today.
Hey, we've had Broadway on here, Sean.
We have had Broadway on here, and we also have had your favorite stars from The Walking Dead.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a big one tonight. We're going to talk about, guys, during our original series, Rot Talk, where each week we talk about The Walking Dead because we love it so much. We even made the show hours around the television series.
And you can tell that if you listen to our original broadcast when we were going live at like 9 o'clock at night. Now we're not.
Now we're not going live at 9 o'clock at night. Okay, well, yeah, but we do that, guys. We've had many guests from the X-Files, all the shows you know and love that are from the sci-fi horror variety. That's what we do. That's what we love doing. But it's funny. I went to the doctor this week, Nate.
You did?
Yeah, and for you guys
that are... Is everything okay?
Yeah, you guys just joined in for the guest. We'll get to that in a little bit. He comes on second half, but we'll talk about that and everything. But I went to the doctor just day before yesterday, so Friday, and I had met a lady, and she had just moved here. She's a United States citizen. She just came over from Mexico, and she started going into, she said, we used to have the TV show on A&E called Extreme Paranormal. And she said, I loved your guys' show. And it was amazing because I said, well, how'd you know? She goes, well, I looked up, it was your name, and I looked you guys up. And she goes, I didn't know which one you were, but I loved your guys' show. And she started going into these things about how real in Mexico, the paranormal is and how they believe in it, and you can say superstition or whatever. But she started going into this story about when she was a little girl. And the name escapes me of the town. It was like Santa Maria. They always got cool names, right? But witches are very real there. Huh?
Well, the witches are real everywhere.
No, I'm talking about in your class. Of course they are. Yeah, paganism and all that stuff. But I'm talking about in your classic sense. Sailing through the air. Have you ever seen a witch float in the air?
I have not.
Okay, well, these are witches that go through the air. They go through the mountains and the hills, and they steal children and stuff like that. And she had all these stories, and she said she had witnessed one.
Really?
Yeah, she said she had witnessed one. Their grandmother had told her about it since she was younger, and they actually, just like remember the classic horror movie that we love, The Warlock?
Yes.
And the old-timey people, they had superstition.
The last ingredient he needs is the fat from an unbaptized boy child.
Yeah, that was the first one was great. The rest of them, I don't know. But, yeah, she said that at night they would go in at dusk, and they just knew that that's what you had to do. You had to get indoors at dusk, or the witch was going to take you.
Really?
Yeah, and they said that, they would put markings on the doors and stuff like that to stop and forget. But it was amazing to me that, over here people are still debating, is the paranormal real, stuff like that. Now, I don't know if I believe the young lady. I don't know why she would lie to me, but it's funny because if you brought a story like that here to most parts, maybe, up in the Appalachians or something like that, it would be different. But here in the cities, people are like, whatever. You've been watching The Wizard of Oz too long. What do you think?
I think that I have watched The Wizard of Oz too many times. That's what I think.
Yeah, you have. So what's going on in your neck of the woods, huh?
Oh, Sean. You know the saying, if you don't like the weather in New England, wait 5 minutes?
Yeah, I do know.
Yeah, well, 5 minutes brought me like 3 different weather conditions up here. Day before yesterday, it was 65, almost 70, beautiful. Yesterday, thunderstorms. Last night, hailstorms.
Oh, my God.
And then I woke up this morning to snow.
Welcome to Connecticut.
Yeah,
welcome to Connecticut. I'm in Indiana, guys. Nathan in Connecticut. Sometimes we share studios. Sometimes we do it from the road. Sometimes we do it from separate studios. That's just how we get down. We're all over the place.
It gives us an opportunity to go wherever we need to go.
Oh, yeah,
we make things happen.
We do make things
we
happen.
Don't hunt the paranormal. It hunts us.
Hey, guys, I just want to remind you, Nathan and I are getting back out there. We're going to do some conferences this year. We're booked for the Indiana Comic-Con. You can check them out at Twitter, at Indiana Comic-Con, also on Facebook and everything else. We're going to be there April 29th, Nathan, from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. We're going to do our panel, the paranormal in television and all things, that we do on the show, the horror, the television show. And we're going to play, some of our famous clips from some of the greatest stars of The Walking Dead while they were on set. We were interviewing them. And we're going to be playing some of that. And, of course, we're going to be bringing the haunted and cursed artifacts that we have, Nathan. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I love Jocelyn. She's coming with me wherever I go. I've got the haunted stones from Gettysburg.
You're bringing Jocelyn.
I'm bringing Jocelyn.
Yeah. And for people that don't know, guys, Jocelyn is a haunted doll that I got Nathan for his birthday one year. It was like 5-6 years ago. And I sent her in the mail. It was funny with that doll because I had found her online and somebody was really trying to get rid of her. And they said, well, she's gentle, but she creeps the kids out. And there was a spirit of a little girl in this doll. So I said, I got to have it, So I bought Jocelyn for you specifically. And I sent her. And when I sent it, UPS sent it to the wrong house, sent it to my own house when I was married. And the lady called me and she said, remember?
Yeah.
She said, I don't know if she's sensitive or what. I don't know the lady. I met her at closing years before and on the house when we sold it. But she said, I have a package here and it's got a real strange vibe about it. She told me that. Do you remember me telling you this?
I do. And I also remember you sent it. My wife was away when you sent it.
Yeah.
And you posted online that you had sent it to me. And she called me seeing it online and said, I better not get home and find like things flying around the house.
Yeah, she didn't. But anyway, you had some strange things happen. We both had strange things when we took the rocks from Gettysburg. They said, you weren't supposed to take any rocks, but we took them, and, of course, the garage door stopped working, lights, everything else. So, yeah, it did happen. But, guys, we're going to have that stuff there. We have a Bigfoot cast that was taken at the base of Mount St. Helen after the explosion or the eruption there. You're going to be able to hold these things, touch them, if you'd like. The sister box to the Dybbuk. The Dybbuk
there
box.
are a few things you probably shouldn't touch.
Yeah, we're going to have the Dybbuk box. It's a replica, but it's actually a sister box. It was stored with the Dybbuk, and it's believed that it might have some type of energy to it. The actual owner of the Dybbuk box told me that. So, it's here in studio, guys. We have a lot of cool stuff. Some of the artifacts that we got while we were filming Extreme Paranormal. You're going to be able to hold, take your picture with, and, you're going to be part of the show, Nathan, right?
That's right. That's what we do. We make you part of what we're doing.
That's right. We broadcast live. And if nobody shows up, we're going to broadcast anyway to an empty room. So, but we'll be there, guys. Room 140, April 29th. That's a Friday, from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Indiana Convention Center, downtown Indianapolis. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. But, Nate, without further ado, sir, let's get some of our segments out of the way before I forget here.
You wouldn't forget, Sean.
You don't think I'd forget?
I know you'd forget.
Okay, guys, here we go. Tonight's guest. Oh, that sounds good. Tonight's guest is an American character actor that has brought thrills to both your television and the silver screen. From his work bringing such characters to life as Skeletor from the classic He-Man cartoon, Falcor, and the narrator from the cult classic The Never-Ending Story. Who doesn't like that, Nate?
I grew up on that. In fact, I was at the age where I already had nephews and nieces at that point, and they made me watch that about 1,000 times.
Yeah, you gotta love it. To his work, guys. To his work on Broadway, his amazing work on Broadway, and as well as many other classic television shows. Please, tonight, guys, you're gonna help us welcome Mr. Alan Oppenheimer. He will be here in studio. We're so excited, man. Andy Griffith Show. Classic Star Treks and all that. This guy has been involved in everything.
It was amazing looking over his history and just going, that pretty much everything that's ever affected my life. Look at that.
Yeah, he's been a part of it. Yeah, guys. Alan Oppenheimer, American character actor, staffs by Studio Night, The Smurfs, Scooby-Doo, you name it, the guy's been in it. Amazing. He's our first voice-over actor, Nate.
He's our first primary voiceover actor, because don't forget, we've had another Broadway star, voiceover actor.
Oh, we've had several.
Ping pong player.
Yeah. Dan Fogler. You can catch him on the tweeter. Yeah, Dan was awesome, guys. If you don't realize, we've been on the air. This is our 10th year, I think, in November, right, Nate?
Going on 10.
We've been everywhere. Hopefully Spreaker, because they have such a great format, guys. And we're working with Spreaker to get on one of the other networks that are some of their top shelf shows. So we're going to try to work on that, and it's a huge honor to be working with Spreaker and hopefully moving up the ranks here and bringing you guys the best in the paranormal and horror and sci-fi genre. So, but yeah, we're excited about that. There's just so much going on right now. So much going on, and we've been on the air. It'll be 10 years in November, and you guys can go check out our archives at ghostanddemon.com. Over 9 years worth, or you can check them right here on our Spreaker page.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of them on Spreaker now.
Yes, we do. We do have a bunch of them going out there today. Been watching the presidential race, Nathan.
You have?
Yeah. I finally had to stop because we're not political people here. I mean, we have our opinions and everything. But I've been watching it because, everybody knows that Hillary Clinton said if she was elected, God, please no. But if she was elected, that she was going to bring once and for all to light the alien files. Full disclosure. Well, I don't know about full disclosure. Said she was going to shed light on it, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, so a lot of our guests that we've had on this show would probably be stoked over that.
Honestly, I don't see her bringing anything to light, Sean, that we don't already really have information about.
Well, we don't have much about aliens except...
We have nothing, which is what we will get.
Absolutely nothing. You think that... Hey, actually, it's funny, guys, because at Donald Trump on Twitter, the Ghost Man and Demoner Show, us, Nathan and I, we sent out a couple of tweets. Do you remember this, Nate? And I had asked...
Vaguely.
We had asked Mr. Trump, if elected, will you... put more attention to the American space program, of course, with NASA, and full disclosure on alien information, alien UFO stuff that the government might be hiding from the general public. And no response, Nathan.
No response?
No response. What do you think that is?
Well, he probably, having not been in the political scene before, doesn't know how much is really out there.
Yeah.
So, he doesn't have the ability to just make us a promise like that. I mean, that would be like saying he would build a wall over all across the entire border and have no idea of actually how to do it.
Across the galaxy.
Yeah.
We're going to put up a force field.
Now all the Trump lovers are going to call me a hater.
Anyway, it's always fresh, it's always exciting, and it's straight from the G&D show vault. And it starts right now, guys. Oh, you hear the music. Each week we cover strange and weird stories. Here's what's happening strange in your neck of the woods. Nathan, what do you think?
I'm a looking. Hey, Sean?
Yeah?
Did you know? I'll give you a choice here.
Yeah, give me
No, I'm just going to go with the first story I see.
I like choices. I like to have choices.
Internet freaks out when woman vanishes during live TV report.
Oh, my God.
1 second she's there, 1 second she's not.
Okay.
This comes to us from the Huffington Weird News.
Thanks, HuffPost.
Post Weird News. Thanks, Huffington. Yeah. Puffington Post.
Oh, we didn't say, guys, we'd never read these news stories, Nathan.
Oh, that's right, folks. That's right. Sean has brought this up to me. I was trying to fix our webpage there, and I forgot to say this.
Yeah.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for G&D in the News. That's Weird News, where Sean and I pull the news stories right out of the paper because we like the titles. Of course, we don't read them in advance, so we make a lot of mistakes. Yes. Every time we make a mistake, you take a drink. That's the G&D drinking game. Of course, we make a lot of mistakes, so please do not play the G&D drinking game while driving.
No, don't do it.
And if you are planning to do anything important tonight, like, say, do a radio broadcast, please listen responsibly.
And if you hear the bell, guys, take a drink with whatever's close to you. Preferably alcoholic beverage.
That's right, Sean. 1 second she's there, the next second she's gone.
Oh, my God.
The woman appears to vanish during a live news report on Danish TV. But did she really? Video going viral shows the blonde woman standing in the background of a shot as a man being interviewed at an airport baggage claim. There you go.
Is that one you stuttered? Yeah. Drink, guys.
TV2 Sports Center show.
Yeah.
Another woman walks past her, pushing a trolley, and then she seemingly disappears.
A trolley.
Some viewers have suspected that she is a seemingly magical woman or a ghost. Others claim her vanishing is down to alien activity.
Oh.
But the truth is out, Sean. If you look very closely, and we're talking really closely, high def,
okay,
you can actually see what happens. The woman just casually happens to move off at exactly the same time that the trolley is pushed.
Oh.
Her blue jeans are visible through the gap between the woman's arms and body. You can also see a trace of her blonde hair just slightly behind the brunette's head. And Sean, I've watched this a dozen times. After about the second or third time you see it, you see what they're talking about.
Yeah.
The woman did just walk away. So no vanishing woman online, folks. If you've been following this on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, she literally just saw her bag and walked to the baggage claim. Sorry.
Oh, that's lame. They're going to ruin everything with the truth.
They do.
Anyway, guys, next up to bat, that's me, the Ghost Man Sean B. See how that rhymed and everything. Someone spotted Satan inside a tasty-looking cut of beef. Did you see this story, Nathan?
Beef is the devil.
Our good friends at the HuffPost Weird News. Thanks, guys, for this show. Has Satan showed up on a cut of beef in Mexico? That's a question mark there. Big fat question mark, Nate. Yeah, anyway, guys, here we go with this strange and kooky and weird story. Citizens in the state of Baja California. Wait, it said Mexico. Citizens in the state of Baja California, sir, claim an image of the devil is clearly visible in the photograph of the meat, which local news websites around the world posted. It does kind of look like it, guys. Just look up Satan in the meat. Anyway, we received this image where the devil appears in a rib steak from Sukam. Drink up, guys. I don't know. Sukami, maybe? I don't know. It says, what do you think? So you guys can look at it. Anyway.
I think you get drunker off of your story than mine tonight.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Anyway, it says it's believed to have come from the country's largest meat processor, Sukam. Sukarn? Anyway, look it up yourself, guys. It has now been eaten. Somebody ate the devil. That's good for us. Anyway, but if it's still for sale, then it could end up fetching a hefty price. Dozens of meat eaters have commented on the post, most offering to taste the price cut. I don't know. People want to eat the devil. Yeah. Anyway, that's what they reported, guys.
Inside.
People were bidding on it, and I guess the guy that posted just said, "No, I gotta eat it." So.
You know, it would be really interesting to see what gets more money. The devil in a slice of beef or Jesus in a waffle.
Jesus in a waffle. Hey, Nate, we're at 7:23. Do you want to just go into our next segment since we don't?
I think that people have gotten to hear about vanishing people and the devil in a slice of beef. I want to spend as much time as we can in tonight's next segment.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think we should actually go right to the next segment because people are just going to blow their minds. Oh, you hear the music, guys. It's time for another G&D original series called Rot Talk.
Rot Talk.
This is a special exclusive series where Nathan and myself each week talk about the show we know, we love, and we tell you what we think is going to happen tonight and what happened last week on The Walking Dead. Nathan?
I like The Walking Dead.
You do. You like it a lot.
I like it a lot. And Sean, this is the scary thing.
Yeah.
We've been able to kind of give a glimpse into the future of The Walking Dead as we go along because, as you know, I was a Walking Dead comic book fan.
Yes.
And though the universes are very different, it is like having an outline. We are coming up to the end of where I stopped reading the comics.
Mm-hmm.
So we will no longer have that insight unless I start reading again, Sean. Do I have to go out and buy several years worth of comics?
After your news segment, I don't think you're going to start reading again. You haven't started yet.
Hey, I did a little bit better than you there, man.
That's true. I messed it up tonight. I'm nervous. We're on Spreaker. New people. Anyway, go ahead, man. What's the rules on the Rot Talk here?
Rot Talk, ladies and gentlemen, is a spoiler zone. That's right. If you haven't been following The Walking Dead up to this point, you may want to stick your fingers in your ears and go la 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 la, because we will be covering everything that's led up to this point that leads us to believe what will happen next. So you will hear the past, the present, and possibly the future of The Walking Dead.
Absolutely. We have our magic 8-ball here in studio, but it's not a lot of help, guys. You can hear it clicking around because it's broke.
It's been broken since the day you got it.
Yeah, I know. I never even got one day. I need to talk to the Mart where I got it. Has a letter in the name.
The Mart.
I think they went out of business, actually, or at least here in this state. But
did they really?
Yeah, I think so. Probably because they're selling the outrage over broken Magic 8-ball. That's crazy. Anyway, guys, Walking Dead last week was so amazing because, like Nathan said, you know, the series hasn't been staying true to the comic book, really.
Nor should it, Sean. Nor should it.
It shouldn't, but that brings up a good topic because as we close in tonight on the season finale of The Walking Dead Season 6, we're finding out more and more that it kind of is staying true to the comic book, you know, with Carl losing his eye and all this stuff happening. Now,
this is true. But at this point, Rick would be missing a hand.
Absolutely. And we knew about it a little bit before, guys, because we're kind of in the Walking Dead field. We have a lot of friends that are on the cast. Chad Coleman, of course, Tyrese, Scott Wilson's been on the show. That was Herschel Green. It seems like every time they come on, they die, except for Aaron.
Aaron's still going strong, but of course,
Ross Marquand.
Sean, you just jinxed it.
Yeah, now Ross is going to die.
Now it's going to die tonight.
Thank
you, Sean.
Last week,
you very
they've been
much.
throwing in a lot of characters. You can see they're building it up for the season. 90 minutes tonight, guys. We're going to get 90 minutes of The Walking Dead, and not enough. Not enough. I don't know how they're going to put it in.
The question is, Sean, the big character we all know that's coming in this evening.
Yes, we've seen his black leather jacket and Lucille.
Lucille.
Should
have dreaded the coming of Lucille for some time now, Sean.
I know. I've felt this inside. I see my wife's face last week when the shot went off and Daryl was on his knees, you know, getting ready to take out a guy and the blood splattered on the screen. And he said, "You'll be okay." You heard that voice.
The question is, and everybody immediately jumped to the assumption that he winged Daryl. But I have a worse suspension that he might have killed Rosita.
God, I hope not. She's gorgeous.
And but you know, her character has become farther and far separated from the group since the breakup between, you know, her and, give me a second, I'll remember his name this time, Abraham.
Abraham, that's right.
For some reason, I can never remember his name. I think it's a mental block.
I think it is a block. But, you know, it's definitely coming down to it where he's going to be in the game tonight, I think. But each week we've seen the gang they've dominated the what is it, Negan and the Survivors, right?
Well, every time they faced off against the Survivors, they've won. However, every single attack has been a sneak attack.
It has, yeah, absolutely.
Coming in the middle of the night, shooting up the place, stabbing people in the heads while they slept.
Right.
Even Carol's connection directly to the group that pulled her over or shot out her tires while she was driving.
Yeah.
She begged and pleaded and whined just like she did back in the slaughterhouse.
What's
bam,
happening
bam,
to
bam, bam,
Carol?
bam. Everybody's dead.
What's happening to Carol? This is the time where she does it. Carol, we don't need you to come unglued now.
Yeah, we need Carol right now. We need you to be badass Carol. But if Carol was badass Carol right now, the survivors would have no problem.
Right.
Or the survivors would have no problem. They would just go out and wipe the saviors out because they'd have Super Carol.
Right.
But you have to bring everybody down. So they're losing Super Carol. Somebody's gonna die. Three, maybe four of their favorite leads are tied up by the saviors right now.
Right.
So who's gonna save them? They've only got a handful left, which is something we all realized was gonna happen the second they started spreading out last week.
Well, we know Negan's going to be introduced. The question is how he's going to be introduced tonight. If they stay true to the comic book or not, something's going to go splat wide open. He always makes a statement. But, where has he been? Everybody says, we are Negan, we are Negan. So I'm thinking it's some kind of a cult thing. Everybody's a piece of Negan. Yeah. It's funny, Negan doesn't have a burnt face or nothing, and everybody else seems to have some cigarettes put out on him or something like that. But, yeah, it's hilarious.
Well, let's just go over quickly here while we have a minute left here, Sean. Who could they kill? Well, I mean, the comic book tells us it's going to be Glenn.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's what the comic book says. But we've also said, like I said, if the comic book stayed true, there wouldn't even be a Daryl.
Right.
And Rick would have gotten his hand cut off instead of Merle.
Yeah, I think you're doing wishful thinking, pal.
Could it be Daryl? That's the nuclear approach right there. You and I have both heard people from inside the cast say that one of two people have to go soon, and it would either be Daryl or...
Yeah, Daryl or... Should we say it?
Michonne.
Or who do we think might go tonight? Glenn.
It could be Glenn. It could be Abraham. Mm-hmm. He's been splitting off a little bit due to his breakup. Carol with her messed up brain right now. I don't think Morgan's going to go.
Crazy Carol.
Rick and Carl aren't going to go.
Crazy Carol.
But I got a feeling that Michonne, maybe Sasha, going to wind up being our loss tonight. And, of course, you could have just jinxed Aaron. So it could be Aaron, thanks to you.
Sorry, Ross.
Wasn't Heath Aaron's
love interest?
Was that Aaron's love interest or was that Carol's love interest? I don't remember now.
Maybe it is. One of them's going to go. Some of those secondary characters.
Yeah, so. But I got a bad feeling there, Sean. In my opinion, we're probably looking at Rosita or Sasha. But if it stays true to the comic book even a little, he does have Negan does have a soft spot for women. He doesn't like women to be abused, or he is, as far as bad guys go. If one of his people gets caught raping one of the women or something like that, he'll kill him.
Yeah.
So he does have that little bit of soft spot there for women. Doesn't like rape and murder of women. So maybe we are looking at Aaron or maybe Heath tonight. So.
Well, regardless, guys, that's our episode, our season 6 finale pregame.
Tonight, hour and a half, folks.
Hour and a half. So get ready. Regardless, it's going to get crazy. But Nathan, we got to go to break.
We got to go to break.
Guys. Remember, stay tuned because after the break,
all sorts of stuff goes down.
After the break, tonight's guest, he's an American character actor, Mr. Alan Oppenheimer. He's going to stop by, guys. He's done the voice of Skeletor from the He-Man series, Falcor, and the narrator from the cult classic Never New Story, Broadway plays, Mayberry Man, Happy Days. What else can I say? The cat is amazing, and he's going to be stopping by tonight. I cannot tell you enough how excited I am. Anyway, each week on the show, guys, we play a new band, an independent band. We support the little man on this show. Tonight's band, Nathan, Lonely Heart Blues Band. Name of the song, I Think Beyond Nowhere. Nathan?
Ghostman.
Shadow Nation. We'll be right back.
and I don't hear when the children cry. When you look at me and I don't see, when your heart is crying, I think beyond nowhere, alone and unable to return close to you. When I speak to you and you don't hear me, when my heart is crying, and you don't see my loneliness, I think beyond nowhere. I think beyond nowhere, alone and never to return close to you. Speak in silence, you don't understand that my heart is dying, and you don't feel my sadness. I think beyond nowhere, I think beyond nowhere, alone and unable to return close to you.
Hi, this is David Naughton from An American Werewolf in London, and you're listening to the G&D Show. Ha 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 ha.
Hey, welcome back, Shadow Nation, to the one, the only Mystifying Oracle Radio, your Ghost Man and Demon Hunters show. Hey, tonight's guest, he's an American character actor that has brought thrills to both your television and the silver screen. From his work bringing such characters to life as Skeletor from the hit series He-Man, Falcor, and the narrator from the cult classic The Neverending Story, to his amazing work on Broadway, as well as many, many more classic television shows. Please, Shadow Nation, help us welcome to the studio, Mr. Alan Oppenheimer. Alan, how are you doing, sir?
Well, I'm fine. I'm in sunny California. Where are you?
I'm in the cornfields of Indiana, and Nathan's in Connecticut.
I'm in the snowy east coast of Connecticut right now.
Oh, I heard you got 5 inches. My friend in Maine told me you had 5 inches yesterday.
They got 5 inches. We got about an inch. But it was
Okay.
craziness. I was just telling Sean earlier, it went from 65, 70 degrees to thunderstorms to hailstorms to snow in like a day and a half.
Yes, but you understand there is no climate change.
No.
Of course not. Just daily.
Beautiful sunny glow.
I'm from New England, where if you don't like the weather, you just wait 5 minutes. So it's
That's true. Yeah. Well, it's beautiful country back there, but I do like sunny California.
Oh, I can't imagine. I wish we did get to go out there because, it's funny. We had a television show, Alan, and it was very short-lived, but we did make it. So we got to see a little bit because they brought us in to do voiceover. We got to see a little bit probably of what you got to. I can't believe, first off, I got you on there. You're amazing voiceover character artist. You've done so much. From Happy Days.
I've sure done a lot, yeah.
Yeah,
true.
I mean, growing up, did you know that this is what you wanted to do from the get-go?
Yeah. I discovered fairly early about, the history of it is, you see, when I was a kid, I had pneumonia, so I was in bed a lot, and there were no antibiotics then.
Yeah.
So I listened to a lot of radio, and I grew up with radio just like kids today grow up with television.
Right.
And I found I had a good ear. I could imitate people. I would imitate Bogart and Jack Benny and all those people.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I got to high school, did you ever hear of junior achievement?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, I was in high school in New York, and that high school had junior achievement from WINS in New York City. So I said, well, gee, I want to do that. So first thing you know, I'm the announcer on this once-a-week show. But I was never in a high school play, but I knew I wanted to be an actor. So I applied to a few colleges, and I got into Carnegie Tech, which had a great drama school at the time.
Yeah.
And then I got out, and then I went in the Army for 2 years, and thank God I didn't got out of the infantry, and I wound up as a disc jockey in Trieste, Italy. That was pretty nice.
Wow.
Then I came back, and I started working off-Broadway, and I was in repertory in Washington, D.C., the Arena Stage. Great. I was there 10 years, did 60 plays, classics and every new plays. And then I went on tour and wound up here in California in 1966 and immediately got booked into Hogan's Heroes and I Spy. And I started working every week. And then I was doing commercials. And then in the 80s, I got into cartoons. And I read for He-Man at Filmation and wound up doing Skeletor and Merman and Cringer and that. And I think from that point on, I did just about every cartoon at Filmation. And then I worked also at Hanna-Barbera. I was 9 years on the Smurfs and many other
classic,
many other shows. And then I did Movies of the Week and movies. And I did Broadway for 3 years, Sunset Boulevard with Glenn Close and Betty Buckley.
Yeah.
And that kind of brings me up to today, And then all of a sudden, about 2 years ago, somebody called me for this Comic-Con local thing, and I said, well, yeah, okay. Well, now I'm doing a lot of them. I've got about four or five booked between here now and September, so
right.
It's really wonderful. And the fans, I tell you, my friend, oh, my God, Sean.
Well, you've been in everybody's life.
I can't believe these fans. They're wonderful.
Yeah, well, during our research, Nathan and I, your YouTube videos, the articles you have written about you, people come up to you, teary-eyed, because you've meant so much to these people.
That's right.
You've meant so much to Nathan and I.
You do the job, you get paid, you go home. That's it. And then 30 years later, you find out that you had a profound effect on somebody's life. Well, that's humbling. You know that.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's interesting, too, because Sean and I have had, we've had a few people on the show that do voiceover work. We have a friend who does voice work professionally. He's finally to the point where he can make his living doing it, but they'll never tell the secret of how to get into the business. It seems to be a closed...
What's the secret?
When I do these Q&As and people say, well, I want to be a voice actor. How do I get started? And I say, well, don't. I said, I don't want any more competition. Just don't. Find something else to do.
That's exactly what every person I know who does voiceover work says.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many more people doing it than when I started, so it's a different business. Yeah. My advice to you is
you really have to be
don't.
able to do several.
Find something else to do. It's a hard business now.
Oh yeah.
I've noticed that everybody.
I don't want to discourage anybody because if you really want it, then you got to find a way to do it. That's all. It's like any other thing. If you want something, you find a way to do it. And there's different paths to everything. And you'll find your way if you want to do it.
Right. And what was you saying, Nathan?
I was just saying that everybody I know who's in this field seems to have about 50 different voices they can do. And I've watched them do the actual auditions, and they send them the audition like a list, and they record like 10 different ways to do each voice. And I'm very impressed with it when they're done.
Yeah. I had a friend who had that kind of variety, but he had a business card that gave his name and said the man of 1,000 voice.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that's what they have you listed as. The man of many voice, like Men of Arms on He-Man you did. But, walk us through, because, I had every He-Man character known under the stars, right? And I tried to do your voice probably I still try to do it, but...
I'm glad you couldn't do it.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I was, and I'd have them all set up.
That's god awful. Don't do that.
I owe you money now. That's copyright.
My eardrum.
But you had Skeletor out there, and I used to play with them every night on the floor. That's how you affected me, because I could hear your voice while I was playing in my room with these characters. Walk us through. I mean, the never-ending story. My God, man, walk us through.
That was wonderful.
Oh, it's a classic. It'll go down forever. How does that feel to know the pieces you're attached to will go on long after we're all gone?
A week ago, I did a commercial for Spotify.
Okay.
In which I recreate Falcor's voice. Now, that's a whole new thing for me.
Right.
And Noah Hathaway is now a 45-year-old man with a beard riding on my back. And Noah says, I can't believe that people are listening to this song, and the theme is playing behind it. And I say, me neither. And we fly off through the sky. But I'll tell you, I auditioned for that, in the mid-'80s here.
Yeah.
Wolfgang Peterson, who directed it, he auditioned me here in California. And he said, okay. So they flew me to Munich because they'd already filmed it. They just needed to lay in the voice. And I watched that thing, and then I ADR'd it, and I nailed it. And he played it back, and he said, that's fine. Thank you very much. I said, that's not good enough. I need to do it again. What? I said, yeah. He said, well, all right, we come back tomorrow. And I did it again. And the reason I did it again, and that was the version that went, was the first one was ADR'd perfectly. It matched lip sync and all, but it had no heart. And the second one, that's what I put into it, the heart and the sweetness and the love of Falcor. And that's the difference.
Well, it's an amazing story. I mean, I remember Mom. This is back in the days of the VHS, with was first coming out there in the '80s. She had rented it, and I didn't want to take it back. I was in love with Falcor. I wanted you in my house where I could fly around the dog, and not you, Alan, but the dog would. Falcor would have been, And I think every kid's seen this. You wanted to.
I know. It's very popular now too,
and.
People who grew up with it are bringing their kids into the conventions, and they love it. They just love it. Sometimes they ask me if I will do a voicemail for them as Skeletor.
Oh, yeah.
Or Falcor. So I do. I put on an insulting, you've reached so-and-so, and he's not here, but I'm here. I do it as Skeletor or something.
Oh, wow.
And they love that, too. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty damn nice.
That's amazing.
I was a teenager when Neverending Story came out, and I had older brothers and sisters, so they already had little kids, and they must have made me watch it 1,000 times, and to where I was memorizing the lines. You know, it was, but a part of our childhood, and not to mention the effect that has on people's lives. I can't help but think, you know, I've watched so many of your characters get recreated in things like Robot Chicken. I don't know if you've ever seen Robot Chicken.
Really?
It's a Seth Green show it's a 15-minute cartoon that's on Cartoon Network in the evenings, and they've recreated Skeletor and Falcor. Not to mention Family Guy has recreated Falcor, and
somebody else is doing those voices.
I think so.
Well, I'll be damned.
Get him, Alan. Get him.
Why haven't they come to you and asked you to do those voices?
Yeah, well, I'll have to put out a contract on those guys.
We got to get rid of them.
I first thing I did when I heard you were coming on was go to check if you'd been doing the voices for Robot Chicken and Family Guy, because I've seen all of your characters on their shows.
No. They probably think that I'd ask them for an awful lot of money, and I would. So that's why they don't do it.
You got to do the best you can when you don't have the budget. But, Alan, I was going to say, you're such a diverse actor, because is it hard being in studio? You're watching, I can imagine you're watching the film and you're trying to sync the voice to it and create the voice. Is it hard when you walk out on stage like in 1984 with the Broadway production, A Sunset Boulevard, for God's sake?
Oh, that's a... No. I just used myself. You know, I was playing Cecil B. DeMille.
Right.
I didn't put on a voice. I just used myself. I had to sing a little in it too. No. I really become the character. It's very difficult to try and explain, but some people would say it's the method. You know, the Stanislavski method, which I don't do. I just use my imagination and the rest happens. You know, I may have to tweak it a little here and there, but I get a visual picture of a character, or if I'm playing, I've done everything. Westerns, I love doing westerns. You know,
Westworld.
Yeah, I almost messed up Little Big Man by almost in the charge, Custer's Charge. I almost had my horse heading towards the camera. Stuntman pulled me over at the gallop. But I love westerns too, you know.
Yeah. That's the thing. Westworld, you got to...
I'm a New York cowboy. What?
Yeah, Westworld. I mean, you were a part of that.
Westworld, yeah. Now, that was an interesting thing, Westworld, yeah. That's just straight science, but it's thoughtful, you know.
Yeah.
Now, I don't create anything. I take what's given me on the page and interpret it. I never try to lay a voice over an on-screen or on-stage character. Never. I use myself.
Right.
But with adjustments to what's required of the part. Cartoons are different. You create a voice because they can't see you.
Right.
You have to create a character through your voice. But again, it's imagination, and sometimes we use a lot of body English while we're talking in order to get that feel of the action.
Yeah. Now,
I was sitting next to Mel Blanc once when we were working at Hanna-Barbera. He sprayed me when he was doing suffering succotash, you know? I got sprayed good on that one.
Daffy Duck got you. Daffy Duck. That's amazing.
Great fun.
Yeah. You know, you had named a process. I forget the first name of it. What was that process you were talking about?
What, the method, Stanislavski?
Yes. What is that?
Well, I guess Marlon Brando really popularized it when he did what the hell's the name of that movie? You know, with
that was that Streetcar Named Desire?
Yeah. And he worked in Actors Studio. They tended to what they call work from the inside out. You created it within your imagination and brought it out. But if you didn't have it, you substituted something else. You know, your dog died, you substituted for your lover died. That never worked for me. If I tried to imagine my lover died and thought of a dog dying, I'd think of the dog dying. You know, that never worked for me. So my imagination would say my lover died, and I believed it, and I could do that. And so it's a different. Some people work from the inside out, And a lot of British actors, of course, work from the outside in. They create the character from the externally, and then they internalize it and combine the two. So I'm somewhere in between the two of those.
I went to a theater school, and I think the only thing Stanislavski ever gave me was I named my ferret after him.
You named what after him?
My ferret.
Listen to that. That's a Falco laugh.
I guess that's a comment on him.
I do have to say that I do have the original 1994 Broadway cast album for Sunset Boulevard.
Oh.
Okay, well, I'm in that. I'm Cecil B. DeMille.
Yeah, so I'll be listening to that.
And Glenn Close was, the lead, and George Hearn was in it. He played the Eric von Stroheim part. We had an awful lot of good people,
Yeah. No,
And you are the first guest that I know of that we've ever had on that has actually been a Jeopardy question.
How about that? Boy, was I surprised about that. How'd you know about that?
I do my research. Sir.
Boy, was I surprised about that. And only one person got the answer.
say we could get it now, Nathan.
I remember that. I was working in Connecticut. I was doing a play in Connecticut at the Ivoryton Playhouse. It was October of 2007, I think. And I was doing a play up there. Oh, Maury, Tuesdays with Maury I was doing.
Okay.
And when Jeopardy notified me that the final Jeopardy question was going to be about me, so I listened and I was floored. What a compliment.
Yeah.
So they sent me a DVD of it, too, so I've got a copy of it.
That's awesome. I mean, we were proud when we got on, Wikipedia. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You put that on your resume. I was a Jeopardy question. Right at the top.
Wikipedia sometimes puts in wrong information. They get people right there. I told my youngest daughter, I said, Wikipedia says now I'm the third cousin to J. Robert Oppenheimer. And she said, well, Wikipedia puts in what they want.
Be like, whatever. You're everywhere.
It may be,
you are not the third
I
cousin
never.
to J.
People used to ask me, are you related to J. Robert Oppenheimer? And I said, to Uncle Bob, no.
Yeah. Well, there goes that question. My goodness.
Yeah, that's right.
No.
I did notice that you had a couple roles on Night Court.
Yeah, I was on Night Court twice.
I just went and saw John Larroquette play Benjamin Franklin in 1776.
Oh, he's pretty good in it, isn't he? I heard.
Oh, he was wonderful. He did the encore version, and it was actually at the
Where
New York
did you
City
do
Center.
that? In what city?
New York City Center just this weekend. It was the
Did an encore version of that?
What's that?
They did an encore version of that?
Yep.
Oh, boy.
It was fabulous.
That's great. That's great.
Well, Alan.
Yeah, he's a good fellow.
Well, let's talk about some of your TV career real quick. I know we're running out of time, but
Sure.
Happy Days. I mean,
I was only on one or two episodes of Happy Days because the other fellow was out sick or something, right?
Right.
So they always say that I started it. I didn't. Johnny Most was not available that week, and so Gary Marshall called me to come in and do it. So that's really a bad credit to say I created that role. I did not.
$6 Million Man.
Well, yeah, that I did. I did Dr. Rudy Wells the first 3 years. Yeah.
Right.
Then they wouldn't give me a raise, so they replaced me. Friend Marty Brooks.
When I tell my wife I was talking to the original Dr. Wells tonight.
Oh, she's going to die. She's going to
Yeah, I did that. Mm-hmm.
Well, when you're on set, because you've done so many characters, and you're clearly a professional, but have you ever confused them? Like you're sitting there, you kind of, everybody spaces out. And they go, okay, you're on, Alan. You go, and all of a sudden it's Skeletor's voice. So,
well, I cheated. I did after I did Skeletor, I did another cartoon for Filmation where I played I forget. Oh, Ming the Merciless. And I just stole my own Skeletor voice and used it for Ming with a slightly different laugh. People say to me, "That sounds like Skeletor." I said, "Yeah, well, I stole from myself. You're allowed to do that."
Ming, death to Ming. Yeah. Classic television from when we were growing up, Nathan. What else do you have for Alan?
I got to bring it up because people are going to ask, what was it like to be a Smurf?
We had a great cast, you know that.
Oh my gosh! I looked at the
Paul
cast
Winchell
today. I couldn't
and
believe
Jonathan
it.
Winters and all those people. Oh, we had a great cast, and it was great fun. I did it 9 years. I couldn't believe it. 9 years. It was wonderful.
You know,
And
my
working at
parents saw me
Hanna-Barbera,
watch-
Joe Barbera was a dream.
Yeah,
It was the best.
Yeah.
Thoroughly professional and a lot of fun. A lot of laughs. Michael Bell, Goldman, Danny Goldman, Don Messick. Oh, my God, the people. Oh, they were wonderful. June Foray. Oh.
Yeah. So you guys all stand together in a room and read off each other?
No, we all work together. Oh, no, they'd call us, whatever, Tuesday at 1 o'clock, and the full cast would be there.
Oh, wow.
Frank Welker, all of them. Oh, yeah. It was done. It's like done like a radio show, a radio script, and then they animate to it.
That's amazing.
So you can't do it the other way around. You can't draw it first and then try and put a voice to it. We'd still be doing the first episode.
Right.
No, they write out the script and what the action is, and Gordon Hunt, who was directing it, knew, they had the drawings. I forget what it's called now. Anyway, and follow it and say, no, you got to punch this up because this happens. Right. So then we'd see and do it, and then they animated, they drew, cartooned it to it. It was wonderful. Great stuff.
Well,
now, for one, my parents saw me watch the Smurfs once, and then every birthday and holiday after that, I got a Smurf as a present.
Oh.
But
the little figures, yeah.
I had a cabinet of them at one point.
That's wonderful. I wish I still had the lunchbox.
Oh, you and me both.
Gosh.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I wanted to ask you was, how is recording the cartoons back when you were doing Smurfs and you were all sitting there together different from now? Because I know we've spoken to some people, and now they want you to do it all by yourself and not play off of other people.
I don't understand that at all.
Why
the hell would they do
by
that?
yourself and have you do it?
Why would they do that? Why do they want you to do it all by yourself and not? Oh, I see. Yeah, because the director wants to be a director. Oh, I get the picture.
Yeah,
because I know when they did the original Kung Fu Panda movies, that was Dustin Hoffman's complaint that he had nobody to play off of because they put you in a room all by yourself. You read your lines and you go home.
What movie was this he was doing?
The Kung Fu Panda movies.
Oh, well, that's stupid. It's really stupid. If I was, there was a 6-week period in the 1980s when I was working 2 days in London and 2 days here. So that's when I would go into the studio and lay in Skeletor or the others by myself. But I would always ask him, play me what you have just recorded. Play me what John Irwin has said so I can answer him and not just record a line. So they would play me. John would say, well Skeletor, so I knew how to answer him, Mm-hmm. And Dustin Hoffman is absolutely right. I don't know how you can do that. Then it's all in the hands of the director, and he may be tone deaf or stupid. I don't know. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
The first time I heard of that technique,
they wanted him, unless he was not available when the others were recording,
right?
And that's why they brought him in by himself. I worked with him in Little Big Man. He was terrific.
Oh, he's one of my favorite actors of all time.
He's great.
He's one of those people, like you say, who creates the character then becomes that character.
He's great.
First time I heard of that technique with cartoons was actually when they did the Ice Age movies, and I was listening to the commentary, and the actors were saying how none of them were around each other when they did the recordings.
Jeez.
That every single actor had to record by himself.
That's the dumbest damn thing I ever heard. You can't get a really good performance.
No.
Oh, that's
saving money.
I wouldn't want to work that way.
Yeah, and it seems Hollywood today is on this course where they don't want to change anything. Like with the ghost shows and all this other stuff. Hey, if it works, don't change it. Back when you were doing the cartoons and everything like that, everything was different. It was unique. It was different plots, different stories.
Well, the sitcoms that I did in the 60s, I'll give you an example. I did a lot of Get Smarts, 3 or 4 Get Smart.
Oh, yeah.
And there was one Get Smart episode. Do you remember the show It was a quiz show with will the real so-and-so stand up, please?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I forget what that show was. Anyway, we're rehearsing this Get Smart episode, and at one point there's three of us who say, "My name is Abba Ben Booby. My name is Abba Ben Booby," and all of a sudden I just ad-lib, "Will the real Abba Ben Booby stand up, please?" Don Adams said, "Hold it, wait a minute, just a minute." Stopped shooting. They went upstairs and rewrote the whole second act for that line to come out. "Will the real Abba Ben Booby stand up, please?" They didn't do that today.
See,
They didn't do it today. They say, "Well, no, we don't have time and money. That's the way it was. And the same thing happened to me on so many sitcoms. Elizabeth Montgomery, and I did that thing. Was it
Bewitched?
That was To Tell the Truth.
Oh, that was the one.
That was the
show?
game show, To Tell the Truth.
Yeah. But things are very different now. It's all we wanted yesterday,
Yeah. Well,
it's hurry, 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 and bottom line,
money.
we had a lot of fun the other way, and very creative, very creative.
It really does seem that they've lost that creative aspect, because now it's all about, well, so-and-so has a TV show on, so we have to find something that's close to that, but not exactly that, so we can steal their viewers, rather than coming up with something totally new and different.
Yeah.
If you come in with something totally new and different, they say, well, nobody's doing that, which is why you should be doing it. But they don't see that.
When I Love Lucy started, it was almost canceled in the first 5 weeks. And then they thought about it and said, well, gee, Lucy can't always be saying she wants to be a singer, and Yeah. So that's when they came up with a domestic thing, and that's why it lasted. It's still running all over the world. But in today's world, that would have been canceled in the first 5 weeks.
Oh yeah. Well,
You
like
watch
you said,
some of the early Bonanzas or early Gunsmokes, first year. Those characters had not found the depth of what they wanted. And the writing, they didn't know where they were going. I look at them in the afternoon here, and they're wonderful if they're the second, third, fourth year, or the fifth, 10th year, or whatever. But the first year, they didn't know what they were doing. They hadn't found the formula yet. They just didn't know. And so it would have been canceled in today's world instead of giving them a chance.
Yeah. Well,
It's pitiful.
I got to tell you, Alan, we're going to ask you to hold on the line after the show, because we got to thank you and we got to pay the bills and everything. But I tell you what, and we got to ask you to do a Skeletor voice, or Never Ending Story or something. But,
Sure.
You're amazing.
I haven't stopped talking, have I? I've just gone on.
Hey,
we're loving every minute of it.
it's your mic. It's your mic.
All right, I'll hold on. You come back to me when you want.
Oh, well, you're going to hear us talking into the mic and everything, but that's how we do the show, and then we'll cut out and pay the bills and everything. But I tell you what, you're an amazing person, amazing man. Where can our listeners find out more about you? You got Comic-Con coming up. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, I've got one in Orlando the end of May, and then I've got one in Houston the second week in June. First week in June, I have one downtown here in Torrance, California.
Okay.
I know in the Philadelphia area the last weekend in September. There's something I'm missing in there, but those are the ones I remember right now.
Well, there you go, guys. And something missing, so keep your eyes open. Do you have do you have Facebook or anything like that people can follow you at, Twitter? Or?
Well, I have a Facebook that somebody put on for me, but I don't put anything on. Anybody wants to, they can put on what they want.
Well, good.
Put on anything on
tonight's
Facebook.
show on.
Yeah, we're going to put your tonight's
Other
show.
people have done it for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's the way to do it. Okay, hold on the line 1 second. Wow, Nathan, Alan is amazing.
Thank you. This has been very enjoyable.
That's great, because we've been having fun too.
Nathan's shocked here. He's stuttering.
Good.
Hold on the line 1 second, Alan. Nate, what do you say we pay the bills?
Okay, I will put these other 50 questions away for the next time we get Alan on.
It'll be a while. His Comic-Con schedule. Anyway, guys, special thanks to all our homes, all our sponsors, Stitcher, Smart Radio, Planet Paranormal, and, of course, the new Spreaker. Guys, you can check us out on iTunes, YouTube, everywhere. Hey, from the haunted backroads of America. This has been another exclusive G&D Show interview. Don't go changing America. We won't. Damon Hunter.
Because we love you.
Good night, guys.